So I don't know what happened to Stallion.
What's up, everybody? How much of that came
Hey,
through?
do what?
How much of that came through?
Oh, a good bit. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
heck
was
yeah.
awesome. So, what's up, Georgia Redneck? How you doing?
What's up, Georgia? How the hell do I make this go? There we go. Alright. But yeah, I hope you're having a good week so far, man. Ready for the weekend. Kitty, what do you
Yeah,
think of that new background? You digging
I
it?
like it. I like it.
Yeah. Good old grok, man. Good old grok.
Grok.
Alright,
Grok.
so first trivia question of the day. Can anybody name the band that did the theme song? Kitty, I know you know. You're not allowed to answer. You're a co-host. Nah, for real though. Let us know if you guys know, man. But I hope everyone's doing good, man. What's up, just doing? How you doing, bro?
Justin, how y'all doing? Hey, since y'all are moderators, y'all go ahead and put your links to your channels in the chat.
Absolutely, guys. Throw it up there.
Yeah. Can you make Justin a moderator, baby?
Uh, oh shit, I thought they were. My bad, y'all.
Taking the family to water park tomorrow. Hell yeah, that sounds awesome. Anybody who is new on the channel, Georgia Redneck, he has done music. And he's an independent artist, but he's decided to go into comedy. And I've seen some of his things on Instagram. I have not been able to get on YouTube, but he's going to put his channel in the chat. So y'all be sure to check him out. Also, Just Doing, they are an awesome podcast. I mean, they're just perfect to sit back, be laid back, chill, and just listen while you're drinking your coffee, or while you're doing your chores or whatever. So be sure to check them out if you're new.
No, don't get Kitty wrong. There are some rants in there, but they're fucking hilarious.
They are. They're awesome.
Heck yeah. But yeah, man, the revival is coming. Man, you can ask Kitty. I have been fucking counting down for shit. What? How many years now? But there's been all this talk about like the revival's coming, and we have a date. Was August 4th, right?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
King of the Hill is going to be on again August 4th. Yes.
And dude, it's Mike Judge.
Yes.
Fucking, I love Mike Judge, man. He is fucking hilarious, dude. Anybody who didn't know, Office Space was actually one of his movies. Of course, everyone knows him for Beavis and Butthead, but so that's gonna lead me to my next one. How many people noticed the similarity between Beavis and Butthead's neighbor and Hank Hill? There is a massive similarity there.
Where'd you go? Okay. Anyway, all right. Don't worry about that,
Come on
Georgia. I
now,
will get you, bro.
you know when my camera goes off what I'm doing. Come on now.
It was just
I was
so
like, shit,
sudden.
shit. Forgot about it. But yeah, man, I'm excited, guys. Anyone new watching the podcast? We do kind of rant, and um, usually we just kind of open up, hit the intro, kind of warm everything up a little bit. But I think today, Kitty, we're gonna go right into it because man, there's been a lot of fucking drama this week, a lot of shit going on, and I don't know about you, but I need a fucking break from that shit. I need something lighthearted, and kind of feel like everyone else might too. So
Yeah.
we're gonna
Let's
be
do it.
drama free today. Everyone knows where the fuck we stand. We ain't gotta keep repeating ourselves. So let's get this going. All right,
By the
Kitty.
way, just in case you don't, we still stand with that church.
Oh fuck yeah, Fucking
No.
life, man.
Anyway,
Absolutely.
that's all we're gonna say.
Heck yeah. So, Kitty, I believe you had never really you've seen like episodes, but you've never really watched the show until I like actually had you sit down and like watch it, right?
Yes.
So, what was your first reaction like to it? Like, because we started like the pilot, like,
Okay, so I'd seen bits and pieces before. I just never sat down and actually watched the show, you know.
yeah,
Um, but my first impression was like, okay, like this is different. It was kind of refreshing. It was light and it was, and the further we went into the show, it was like it was light, but it actually went over some real life shit. It was interesting.
oh, I know. And I think that's what I've always loved about it is, like, yeah, dude, like, I love South Park. That shit's funny. But King of the Hill was just kind of a. It was like, it was so family friendly, but there was so much humor in it that was just so. So I'm looking for, like, just perfectly done to where it's like, it wasn't off color to say that, but everyone kind of knew what it meant, like. It
Right.
was, you could see the more adult level of it, but it was innocent enough to where, like kids could watch it and shit. But um, like that, and it really did, especially Dale, he really did call a lot of shit, and stuff that Bobby went through in school and everything, like
Hmm.
the decline of the education system and everything. And I know this might seem like a really fucking random like episode for us to do, but you know, the reason I love this show so much is because of the messages it has in it and how it, and Kitty, you put this perfectly, is they do it and they don't pick a side, but you can tell how they stand on something. You can tell how Judge
Right.
stands on something,
Yeah.
but he does show all the aspects of like a situation or a problem or whatever, like whether it's with society or with teenagers or whatever. And like there's some stuff in it that you could look at it and say, how has this show not been canceled yet? But that's the beauty of it, is the way he does it. It's like no matter where your stance is on the issue, you can see your side of it, and you can see the, like, okay, well, this is kind of true, man. This is just how it works. And you know I feel like nobody can cancel it because it almost appeals to everybody
Hmm.
while still making a solid and good point.
Hmm.
I don't
Absolutely.
know, man.
So I
If
have
you
a
ask me,
question for
that's
the
fucking
chat.
art.
Yes, I have a question for the chat. Who is your favorite King of the Hill character?
Oh, heck yeah, heck yeah. So if anybody did not get the first question of the day, it is, does anybody know what band did the theme song for King of the Hill? One of Kitty's favorites. Um, you want to give him a hint? What's his name? Because it is kind of it wasn't like a super popular band.
Hmm. You want
Do you
me
want
to
to hear his
just
name?
tell you the dude's first and last name?
Yeah, yeah. Cause I always forget his damn name. Oh, oh,
Roger.
oh. Yep, yeah, I remember now.
Okay. No cheating. You can't look it up, guys. If you
No, no,
don't know,
no,
just say I don't know.
no. Tell him, Roger Klein.
Roger Klein and the
Yep,
Peacemakers, RCPM.
yep. But that is not the band that did the theme song. But he is from that band, right?
The Refreshments. They were originally the Refreshments.
That's right. Yep. So Georgia said Hank is his favorite character.
Heck
Man,
yeah.
mine is a mix between Dale and Boomhauer. Like, I love Boomhauer's philosophy on life, and of course how he talks. Man, I relate a lot to that. But as far as Dale, his fucking conspiracy theories and shit are just so on point most of the time. It's fucking awesome. And Does anyone remember the scene where they're at the fair and him and Boomhauer had their caricature done? And he's like, "This is what me and Boomhauer look like if we had a baby."
Heck
what?
yeah. Mike's a fan
What's
of the
up, Mike?
refreshments. What's up, Mike?
Hell yeah! I always like Bandidos. That was a good song. Bandidos was a good song. But so yeah, that's why we're doing the episode. Just because I feel like the messages and everything that the original show had are going to be carried on, and there's so much more that can be like said or portrayed now, and I feel like we're close to beating cancel culture. I feel like a lot of people are kind of realizing how fucking stupid that fucking shit is. So I almost feel like he timed it because he knew people were just gonna fucking cancel it anyway. Like he wanted his fucking shit out there, and I think he timed it, man. But the reason I say that, the reason I kind of look at this a little deeper, is because who is he good friends with? And I know people's opinions about this guy have kind of changed recently. I still don't know what exactly to think about all that shit. I don't keep up with it enough to really make a solid opinion. But there's somebody very well known that Mike
And
Judge.
you didn't know about this till I told you.
I did not know. I did not.
I'm excited for this. While y'all are thinking on that, real quick, Mike 12 Point, who is in the live chat, you guys, I'm going to put his link. He has his own channel. He goes over a lot of things in the country rap lane. So y'all be sure to check him out if you have never done so before. But yeah, absolutely. Let us
Sure.
know.
And I'll give you all a hint. Just imagine the veins popping out of the head. If y'all need another hint, let me know. I got a couple good ones for this.
Ooh. Both Mike and Just Doing have had somebody in their chat that is not like really related to who you're talking about, but the name is related to the person you're talking about. Y'all think about that. And Georgia, you might have too. I'm not sure.
Heck yeah. We'll give a third and final hint here. His voice was sampled in the Upchurch song. Dun, dun, dun. Nah, you guys are good. Take your time, man. Take your time. I know a lot of people aren't able to jump in the chat right now, so we ain't rushing y'all. All right. So we're gonna go over a few things in this episode. One of the things is going to be, of course, what is coming in the next. I keep wanting to say season. Is it a new season? Is it a new show? The revival, whatever you want to call it. What's coming up in it? And I think we're gonna go over some theories in the show because there were some kind of unanswered things. I want to know what everyone thinks the biggest question they want answered in the revival is. I want to see if any of us are on the same page here. But Kitty has a lot of theories about this, so I will let her take that one when we get to it. But for now, anybody has any questions? Anything? They're like, hey, what about this? What about this? Man, drop it in the chat, man.
Absolutely. Yeah, if y'all have your own theories of like the show and the characters, even though Mike Judge doesn't ever go into it, but you have your own theory, we would love to hear it.
Heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're gonna hit some of the top internet theories here. One theory was that Buckley was actually Dooley's brother. That's
Remind me who
neat.
Buckley is. He's the one that
Luann's.
talks like this.
No, he's the Luann's first boyfriend. Hey,
Oh, Buckley. Oh, yeah.
hey.
Buckley's Angel. Buckley's
Yep.
Angel. Yes. Okay.
Hey, chicken wing. All right. David Kaliki Ali is John Redcorn's son. That's an interesting one. But he is
And
Hawaiian, though, and
right.
Redcorn was native, so. But then again, I mean, his
John
dad was
Redcorn in
never.
that show did kind of get around.
Oh, yeah. And then again, I mean, you never really saw his dad, so. But yeah, he definitely got around because Joseph's sister, or half
Hmm.
sister. Yeah. All right, so here's a big one. Does Dale actually know about Nancy's affair? Because, I mean, yeah, he is pretty fucking clueless, but is that is that like part of his rejection to the truth there? Does he actually know and he just can't comprehend it? Or he's like, hell, I mean, we've all kind of seen his personality. He might just be like, fuck it, hey, I got a free ride. I don't have to really work that hard, and I pretty much got a free ride here. Fuck it. I mean, we all know Dale is perfectly capable of that kind of thinking.
I think he is, but I don't think he would be that way with Nancy.
I don't know. He's got a very dependent personality.
Yeah.
Like, you saw when he thought he was losing Nancy, like, he had a breakdown, but I don't think he cares if she's out getting somewhere else as long as she's there. You know, I think, I mean,
Mm.
because you see his personality. I mean, he is a fucking
Right.
complete pushover. So,
Hmm.
you don't, I don't see him really ever standing up and doing something about it. And that's why I
Yeah.
think too, like when he thought Hank was it Hank? He thought he was having an affair with her, and like he was going to go like beat Hank up, and then he just ended up like breaking down crying. So
Right.
I mean, yeah, like would he actually do something if he did know? I
Hmm.
don't think he could handle leaving her. So he knows and just kind of sticks around. But
Hmm.
I don't know. Could be.
Georgia says he thinks he knows.
Really. I mean, like I said, he's an idiot and he's clueless, but he's not. He also is kind of a pussy. So who the fuck knows? But we gotta say real quick, rest in peace, Johnny Hardwick, man. The show will
Yes.
not be the same without Dale, and I know they're gonna. They've got. I think they said quite a bit of audio with him in it, so most of it will be authentic, but I'd rather judge right and the writers. I can't remember the other guy's name, but I'd rather them write him out and do him justice than to keep going with like AI or
Right.
find somebody else to voice him. I mean, like it's such an iconic character and voice. Just you know, bow out with it. But
Yeah.
that's my opinion.
So was that it for
Oh,
the internet theories, babe?
oh no, there's shit tons. No, I'm just kind of working up to some of the higher ones.
Okay.
All right, so here's one that well, this is similar, but Kitty had a great theory. Was it season 4, the finale when Peggy falls out, they go skydiving. Peggy's chute doesn't deploy, and she hits
Hmm.
the ground and somehow survives. So Kitty's theory was what?
Okay, y'all gonna think I'm crazy. All right, I am a little crazy. All right, so and I'm big on conspiracy theories. So, okay, check it. I really think that she actually died, and Hank couldn't deal with the guilt, and so in his mind, the whole show is in his mind that she is still there. That's one of two conspiracies. The other one he has about Peggy, because if you look at it, she's completely different after that fall. Her
Oh yeah.
personality is like, even she seemed nicer before. She seemed not as narcissistic and selfish before. And afterward, I mean, it just was like full on raging. But that has to do with the second theory that he had. about that, which that probably makes more sense. But anyway, y'all let us know what you think. Let me know if y'all think I'm crazy.
I mean, I just the chances of her falling out of the plane and surviving. I mean, of course, we know that's not impossible, but very very slim. But at very least, I mean, even if she didn't, you know, she didn't die from the fall, like she had to have had like at least some brain damage or something. So maybe she didn't die, but at very least that had to have like created that worsened personality, I guess you would say, that came of her.
Right, right,
But I mean, so supposedly the whole show takes place over a year, and this is just a little backing to our theory here, well, Kitty's theory. The whole show supposedly takes place over a year, but how many like Thanksgivings and Christmases do you see? Like, it's obviously more than 1 year if you look at it from holiday count. But if it is indeed per the writer supposed to take place over a course of a year, then maybe it is all in Hank's head. Maybe the whole reality is, but
right.
it could be guilt. That or because he did kind of um, force her to, well, not force her, but coerced her into jumping out of the plane. So
Right.
that could have been just the guilt causing him to create a new reality in his head. So next theory here is ah. So another theory from Kitty here. Bobby. So we've seen a lot of instances where he is. I mean, yeah, he's a goofball, and he definitely, lacks some testosterone in his life. But he is a really good spirit. Like, you can tell, like, he does truly care, and he has many a times kind of saved the day with some words of wisdom, I guess you would say, for a teenager.
Hmm.
And so, of course, they had the Dalai Lama episode where, he just accidentally picks up the wrong object that belonged to the previous Dalai Lama. Or not Dalai Lama. Was it the Dalai Lama?
Dalai Lama. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it was Dalai Lama. And ends up, everyone thinks he's like the reincarnation. And
Hmm.
then at the end, they give him like, okay, one more test. Pick another object that belonged to the previous. And he picks Connie, like the mirror, or Connie, because he sees her reflection in the mirror. But the mirror did belong to the previous Dalai Lama.
Right.
And they're like, he's like, but that was the right choice. And he's like, I've made my decision. So, then in later episodes, was it the 4th of July episode when they're all having the massive neighborhood fucking like war between the two neighborhoods? And
Hmm.
like he's walking and like he's got his arms out and like he basically just halts the entire fight. Things like that. Was it there's been a couple different instances of some stuff he's done like that, but is he a llama? Is he like, you know, just got a more righteous spirit? But it kind of shows too, like, hey, he might be weak, but he's still a good person, He still has some hope for, his humanity at least.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, that was it. He brought the whipping cream back to life. So they said that the whipping cream was
Yes, I
was
forgot
just
about
knocked.
that.
Yeah, and they're like, well, he was just knocked out. But dude, that was a long time to be knocked out and like stuffed in the fucking cooler.
And how many adults checked that whooping crane and were like, "No, it's dead."
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think anyone like
Hmm.
checked his pulse or anything, but they were just like
Hmm.
freaking out. But
Yeah.
he had the vision quest. He did have a vision quest. Um, he predicted Laoma was going to leave Bill. Interesting.
He predicted what?
He predicted Laoma, which was Khan's mom. that she was going to leave Bill.
Ah, okay.
Um, let's see. There's a theory too that since Hank couldn't have kids, and somehow Bobby was born, you know, that it was
Mm-hmm.
like you know a blessing, because he was like a llama, greater
Mm-hmm.
spirit kind of deal. Here's somebody's theory. Lady Bird is the Holy Spirit, Bobby is the Holy Son, and Hank and Peggy are Joseph and Mary.
What?
Nancy is Mary Magdalene.
What?
Fucking Reddit, man. Fuck Reddit.
Baby, why are
Okay,
you?
because that's where fucking people go when they type shit like this.
Mm,
Dude, okay, side note here. Who misses forms? Like, there's not a lot of, like, at least not that I really find forms anymore. I mean, you got, like, your troubleshooting shit, like, you got gmtrucks.com and shit like that. But I mean, like, forums where people go and talk about, like, fan shit and all that. I mean, there's more wikis and everything, but everything's moved over to a fucking platform now, and that platform's fucking Reddit. I feel like we need an alternative to Reddit. But Um, and here's why. So this was another theory that really irked me. Was Hank was either autistic or he had Asperger's. Like I don't, I don't really know why. I mean, I just feel like he was definitely a little odd in the head. Like some of his shit was just like he was too OCD, too fucking anal retentive. Like but then sometimes he spoke some great fucking truth. Like, he's like, why would anyone want to do drugs when they could just mow lawn? Like, dude, for real, man, I fucking love mowing. That shit's like cathartic, man. Just fucking listen to some music or a podcast or some shit and just mow and just do my thing. Be outside in the fucking sun, man. Like, dude, that shit is my drug. Let me see.
what does it say, babe?
Do what?
What else does it say?
A lot of bullshit. Trying to filter through
Mm,
it here. Um, so here's the theory. Peggy actually knew Boomhauer before she knew Hank. They were long, they were good friends long before Hank was in the picture. Because remember, Peggy did go to a different school, supposedly. Oh, and here's another thing I was going to say, too, with your theory, Kitty.
mm-hmm.
Peggy's mom, the difference between her in the early seasons and her in the later season when they go to Montana.
Right.
Yeah, like
See,
her mom's like a rancher. Before, like she just looked like a typical like old school housewife.
right. Absolutely. And then that, and how did she go from, being in Texas to Montana too, like her mom? Like, was Peggy, I mean, Peggy always said, even back in the earlier seasons, that she was from Montana. So why was her mom with her back in Texas? Like,
Oh,
I,
and you see her
it's just
mom
so, I have another
in
theory
flash.
about that too.
You have flashbacks of Peggy in the Mono episode when you actually see her mom when she's a teenager.
Hmm.
So you know that her mom is indeed in Texas.
Right.
So what's your theory on that?
On,
You said you had a theory on why her mom was like moved to Montana.
that's going to be a big one. So,
Maybe.
okay. You've heard it before. I believe that Luann is actually her biological child. I believe she got pregnant
Oh
from
yeah.
that first dude that Hank didn't know about. And her mother went with her. Like, that's kind of what you used to do in the day. You used to, like, go to Oklahoma. Like the boys go
She moved
to
to
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
She moved to Oklahoma. Anyway, yeah, so I think she was pregnant, and I think that's why her mom was with her. So I think that that was Luann. And the only thing that doesn't make sense about that is that everybody would have known, even if she went to a different school, but maybe not. Maybe she just kind of stayed to herself and everything, right? And then maybe she asked her mom to finish out the rest of the high school. She met Hank after she had Luann, and her brother was older, so she, you know, they kind of just kept Luann kind of in the family, you
Yeah.
know.
Well,
But
if
I don't know. It's a weird theory. I may not be correct on that at all. But another reason
well
why I
if
say that is in the later episodes, also Luann keeps on telling the baby grandma.
yeah,
She calls Peggy grandma, but
yeah, but the like I mean I think you're onto something because I can't remember his name, but Luann's supposed father does live um in Texas. So yeah, she could have moved in with him or something, stayed there, ran away from home, or if she had already graduated, just decided, hey, I'm not going back.
right.
But yeah, maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know. But
Yeah.
she does treat Luann. I mean, well, she kind of is a controlling over everybody, but you see a lot of times where she really tries to control and almost live vicariously through Luann, but never Bobby,
Right.
which goes into another one of Kitty's theories here. And, you know, it could be maybe resentment towards herself is why. And Kitty, if you want,
Mhm.
I'm going to take a smoke break. Do you want to break everyone in? Well, actually, real quick, I want to say the biggest theory I think that is burning through everyone's head that is a big fan of the show. I think this is it. I think this is all what a lot of us have been wanting answered really bad
So
because I think it's the most obvious theory in the show.
right. So which okay, so you want me to tell them that theory?
Yeah, yeah, like give me your
Oh,
theory, yeah, because it is a popular one. There are a lot of people who think that.
okay. Do you
Like,
have a picture before you leave on your
yeah,
little quick break?
that's
Do you
the
have a picture of the
yes,
new?
I do.
Okay.
I already know you're
All right.
going with it. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure you don't spoil it just yet.
Y'all watch out because I'm about to break y'all in if y'all have never thought about this before. This one makes the most sense.
Got some lag going here. There we go. All right, so this is the title card picture for the revival. Any second now. Yes. There.
So now,
Let me zoom in. Shit. Wrong screen. Well, that didn't help. All right, let me get this pulled up a little more. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties here.
technical difficulties.
All right, there we go.
All right.
By the way, fuck Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, wasn't he the one that did that? Thibodeaux. Thibodeaux.
Yes, I think
Wasn't
he
that
did,
pronounced
didn't he? It sounded like
Thibodeaux?
him. No, for sure it sounded like him.
Yeah, I think it
That's for
was too.
sure.
There are a lot of fucking
Yeah.
voice actors in that show. A lot of voice actors.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go, Key.
All right. All right. So you see, there. This is the new release picture. This is the one where they are gonna do, I guess they call it a revival, right? Anyway, they're older. You can see this is Peggy on the left. She's older. Babe, get rid of that ad. You can see Hank on the right, older, more wrinkles, right? And there's Bobby. He looks pretty much grown. Now look at Bobby's face and look at Hank's. That boy does not really look as much like Hank. But who does he look like? Remember in the episodes, Hank's friend, the barber, which Georgia had mentioned that earlier. So I'm going to give you all a few minutes to guess who he looks like. But this is a very popular theory. You guys may have had this before as well, just on your own. But this one makes the most sense, most definitely.
And a
It is
lot of
lagging a bit, so
clues.
I'm giving him a little bit of time to see.
Are you getting that lag too?
It's bad.
Is it? Oh, that's not us. That's restream. That's restream.
Okay.
Is my video choppy or just my audio?
It's not your audio. It's like ever since you pulled that picture up, it's been. Georgia guessed it. Yes,
Heck
he
yeah.
looks like Bill. He looks just like Bill. And honestly, when I watched that show through, the first time I did with Stoner Man, I was like, that little boy is not Hank's kid. I think that's Bill's kid. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all
And
think that Bobby is Bill's kid or not?
there are several hints at it in the show. Like, I mean, a lot of them. And one of them, by the way, chat, let us know if we're lagging or if our audio's choppy. Please let us know. Um, but the episode where they're stuck out in the water because they all jump off the boat, they all think they're gonna die, and they're all like confessing, in their last moments, supposed last moments. And Bill's like, on a dark, stormy night or some shit like that, he's like, in a moment of weakness, I slept with Peggy. And Hank's immediate response was, no, you didn't. But dude, if you look at like Bill and Dale, like the looks on their faces and the looks that they exchange each other, and they're a lot of times in the alley when they're standing there, and Bill will start like obsessing about Peggy, or he'll kind of, you can tell he's crossing the line with Hank. Boomhauer and Dale are always got that same look on their face, exchanging the same looks, like, you know, and kind of with the whole theory about, does Dale know about Nancy and Redcorn? Does Hank know about Peggy and Bill? If that's the case, like, is he in like that much of denial, or does he really not know?
Right.
Because I
Another
mean, let's
clue.
face it, he is definitely, not only does he not look like his dad, supposed dad, he does not act anything like him either. Other than that
Uh,
final moment where he kind of bonds with his dad over, over the grill.
right. Another one, it's a subtle one, but this is the stuff that women pick up on, right? Um, so whenever they go to Louisiana and they're on their way to go, what was it, to the Super Bowl, right? To see if the football player, who was it, from the Dallas Cowboys,
Oh,
could throw the
yeah,
football into the beer can at,
yeah.
at, at the game. Anyway, so along the way to the Super Bowl, they went ahead and they stopped and stayed the night over at Bill's
Don
family's
Meredith.
house. Yes, family's house. And Bobby just fits in. Like, he just loves the dressing up, like how they wanted him to dress up and stuff like that for dinner. And not just that, but I believe that was Bill's aunt or grandma, the older lady.
Oh, it's his aunt.
Okay, so his aunt was talking to Peggy while Bill was out visiting with the cousins, and she's like, "Does Bill have any children?" She automatically, before she could get another word out, you asked the question. I'm gonna show him how quick that was. Ready?
So does Bill have any children?
No, 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 he does not.
Yeah,
Do
it
you
was like she
see
was like
how shady that
she
is?
was bothered, very like uncomfortable
Uh
with that
huh.
question.
Yes. That and the way Bill, he gets defensive over Bobby. And
Oh
he
yeah,
obsesses over having no children.
and
Well, I
that
don't
and you
have a
can
son like you do, Hank.
and he always like tries to take Bobby under his wing, which can be seen as okay, he's just trying to substitute him not having children. But it's like, well, there's Joseph, you know, like what about
Right.
Joseph? You're friends with Dale, but Bobby,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, and it's obsessive, like I mean, you can tell like how he is with Lenore, his obsession with Lenore, his obsession with Peggy, his obsession with Bobby.
Right. Absolutely.
But
So,
remember
Georgia,
when? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Kate.
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going
Go.
to say, Georgia said it made sense.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that same episode when he ends up banging his two um, cousins, not like cousins by marriage, like when they come back to pick Bill up, Peggy's like, did you have a good time? And he's like, both of them. But you can tell, like it's like she's annoyed. She already knew what happened or what he did, and she wasn't happy about it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why do you care what he's doing? Why do you care if he's sleeping with somebody?
Right.
Bad.
That and that's that whole projection thing. So this
Oh
is
yeah.
one we haven't talked about before. Another episode where John Redcorn's girlfriend, like his way back girlfriend, like 10 years ago or 12 years ago or whatever, starts dating Bill, and she has what was it? It was a girl, right?
Yeah, girl.
A girl and a
Girl
boy, but they
yeah,
were
but the
two
girl
different
knew
the two
gave her
different
that.
dads. Yeah. And the girl has oh my gosh, what is John Redcorn's son's name?
Joseph?
Um there we go. Yeah, I had to
Yeah.
brain anyway. Same coloring, everything right. So you figure out real quick that, John Redcorn is her father and everything. And when Peggy finds out, she is flipping out. She wants them broken up, everything else. Why? I mean, like, I get, like, yeah, they have a right to know, especially if Joseph is developing a crush on that little girl. But she was getting overly into that. And maybe is that her projecting because she knows that that could easily happen to Bobby if Bill were to have a kid?
Could be. But I mean, we're talking days apart in conception versus many years apart, though. So,
True.
but I think
That's
it would be
true.
projection over just, well, somebody if Dale finds out that Nancy, screwed around, then Hank would find out that she screwed around.
Right.
Because remember the um the abstinence episode where they try to get Luann to be abstinent.
Yeah.
So remember Peggy when they're handing out the Hershey Kisses, one for every person you slept with. Peggy ends up like being like, okay, she asked for one, and the counselor like praises her, and then she's like, he has a her guilt gets to her, and she's like, no, two. I slept with somebody before I was married to Hank.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously she is capable of cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not necessarily cheating because we don't know that it was before they were married, so we don't know. It could have
Right.
been while they were dating, or it could have just been before. But you know, hell, either way, she definitely lied to him about it. So if she's gonna lie to him about that, she's gonna lie about something even more severe, of course.
Right. No,
So,
absolutely.
but I mean, even Bill, when he passed down the recipe to
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, the family recipe,
Yes.
and of course Hank's infertility, you know,
Mm-hmm.
was that really Ladybird that brought them to, you know, him somehow miraculously being able to, you know, make a landing there? I guess would be an appropriate way to say
Right.
that. But or because you remember Peggy was upset, dude. Like, she was not taking it well that they weren't having a kid. So
Right.
you know, she asked Hank to do the fertility treatments. He said no, and boom. What if she was so upset that she just went ahead and slept with Bill? She wanted a kid that bad that she was willing to do that, and she is narcissistic enough to fucking do something like that. So,
And justify it and everything else. And
right.
also act like she never did it. Hey, Taurus, what's up?
What's
Taurus is in the
up, Taurus?
chat. Baby, you want to take it for a second? I'm going to
Yeehaw!
take a quick little smoke break.
Yeah, go for it. So yeah, and honestly, those are just kind of the bigger hints to it, but there are, I don't know, I'd say at least 10 or 12 like instances throughout the show where it is there's almost like that heavy air that in the show, like that you can almost feel like you know you can cut the tension with a knife, like everyone knows but Hank. But I don't think Hank is Bobby's father. I really don't. But anyone in the chat, let us know what y'all think. There is a lot of stuff in this show. Um, so we can talk about theories all day, but we're going to move on to the revival. Does anybody have any expectations? Anything they are looking, questions they're looking to have answered? Of course, we want to know who Bobby's dad is. I think that's going to come up, but you know, where's Luann? Taurus, we are talking about King of the Hill, talking about theories. Who is Bobby's real father? Talking about the revival coming up, all kinds of stuff. But anyone out there, a little backstory to why we're doing this, anybody jumping in, is the the messages and a lot of the topics that were discussed, whether it was the that generation gap between parents and kids to you know like these social fucking issues coming up, and especially the one of the I think the top ones for me was the powder puff football, when the lady got so upset because boys were making fun of girls. Well, nobody's watching the girls out there playing football. Well, that they're trying to make the point that's not what it's about. All that, and the whole thing of well, that's gonna give girls, what's the word I'm looking for, it's gonna give them like a complex, because they're being made fun of. It's like that kind of thing, like that whole transition of this whole false equality and all of that stuff, but the way they touched on it was so you could see two sides of it and make your own decision, but you really saw at the end of the day, like, people enjoyed it. It was all in good fun. Nobody was trying to make fun of a specific gender or anything like that. It was just a tradition. I mean, shit, I remember going to school, you know, there's powder puff football. Like that, no, wasn't it wasn't banned. It wasn't like anybody like looked down upon it or was offended by it or anything. The girls knew that nobody was there to see them play football. They didn't bother them. They didn't really. Most of them they really didn't give a fuck about playing football anyway. They just had to do it because that's what they had to do. But Taurus, you only watch it once in a while. It's a really good show, man. Very, very appropriate for. I mean, of course, all ages, but I feel like adults can really appreciate it just because, especially, I mean, if you live through that transition that was kind of covered in the show, especially Y2K. If anybody remembers the whole Y2K freak out, man, like, I don't know, man, that always sounded like just complete bullshit to me that we, I mean, as anybody knows what it's about, it's basically, switching, everything was programmed as two-digit dates, and 2000 was going to reset the two-digit date, from 98, 99, whatever, to back to zero. And I was like, oh, you know, it's such a fucking tragedy. And, it's not like there was as much software out there as there is today, man. I mean, all you gotta do is go in there and change the integer, right? Like, who who cares? Like, just go in and change the variable. Make it a four-digit date, and you're good. Why is this such a big fucking deal? But people freaked out about it, man, and you could see, like, even, I mean, hell, look at COVID, man. Compare Y2K and, like, COVID, especially from that episode. Stores are flooded, everyone's, like, buying up fucking toilet paper and water, and, it was so true, man, because, like, when they're like, hey, that guy's buying fuel filters. I don't know what that is, but I need it. If he's buying it, I need it. Like, that's how people were acting, like, I don't know what that is, but this guy is stocking up on it, so I'm going to stock up on it too. Like, it just kind of showed how much a sheep people were, like, that they bought into that bullshit. They were out, stocking up on shit that they didn't need to stock up for. And also, it showed the unpreparedness. Like, you should be ready before that tragedy comes knocking. You shouldn't wait until, oh my god, everyone's freaking out, I'm gonna freak out too. Like, no, man, when tragedy hits, you should be calm because, hey, I've been waiting for this day. I didn't know when it was gonna come. I just figured it'd come one day. I'm ready.
Right.
George said the episode they smoked cigarettes and Hank made Bobby smoke a carton. Dude, that shit would not fucking fly today, man. At
I know,
all.
right?
But hell, that's a damn good lesson. You ain't gonna wanna fucking smoke for a long time after that.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
But, now, Kitty, we're going into, the Y2K episode.
Oh yeah. That was very interesting, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Hank is all being practical and she's not.
Oh, yeah.
Peggy's
And,
not at all.
and dude, alright, Peggy irks the fuck out of me, man. Like, I really cannot stand her. When she kicks the grandfather clock into the fire, I'm like, what is fucking wrong with you? Like, why would you not have kept that? Fuck
Hmm.
that, take that. Who cares about the new computer? That's a fucking expensive clock, man. It's fucking beautiful.
Right.
Yeah,
Totally.
fucking
I
Peggy, man.
know.
But, I
I
mean,
know.
dude, that's another thing, too. Like, that's people. People,
Yes.
like, in the information age, man, technology age. They're like, I don't want an analog clock. I want a digital clock. Fuck this thing. This thing's ancient. But remember, she was okay with it for a second because she's like, oh, well, it makes me look like an intellectual.
I know. It makes
How
her look like one.
how
Not.
many how many
Yeah.
motherfucking rich people out there do that shit though? They're like, oh, this is gonna make me look like I'm smart, or I'm gonna buy this, and it's gonna look like I'm, a fucking archaeologist. Or I'm gonna go buy a fucking, deer head and I'm gonna put it up and make it look like I'm a hunter. Like, rich people do shit like that, man.
Yeah,
It's all about the image. It's not about who they are, it's about the image.
right,
But that's what I'm saying, like, so, and that's not even what the episode was necessarily about, but it still covered it.
right.
Alright. So, who's ready to talk about Dale?
So Taurus missed it, but at the question at the beginning of the show, we had a few
Oh, yeah.
questions as a warm up, but we never answered the question that. And do you want to wait until the end on that one?
To answer it?
Yeah.
No, we don't have to wait till the end. But yeah,
Okay.
definitely, well, Taurus hasn't, she said she only watched it a few times, so. But
Okay.
my question was Mike Judge, the creator of King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, all that. Who was he, and I think still is, good friends with?
Mm-hmm. That is the question.
Heck yeah.
Totally Georgia.
Hell yeah. Man, people just don't appreciate good shit anymore, man.
Right. Taurus has a good point. Now look at how school, how it is.
Oh, absolutely.
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 I don't know, man. Like, it blows my mind that more people have not pulled their kids out of schools like that. I just, dude, if I found out, like, kids were, like, using a litter box in the classroom in front of my kid, nope. That second, the second I found out, done.
Right.
But so many people just let it happen. But,
Right.
you know, I don't know, man. They want to come after you because, oh, your kid's out in school. Man, I'll take a loan and fucking get all the registration and do whatever the fuck I gotta do to fucking homeschool my damn kid. And hey, that's one thing I like about Oklahoma is you don't have to have a registration. You don't have to do any certification or anything like that. Like, you want to homeschool your kid, you can homeschool your kid. Just like
Right.
that. But not every state is that lucky, and that's unfortunate.
That's true.
Guys from the Far Side. That sounds familiar. I can't remember what that
What
was.
is
Was
the
that a
far
show?
side?
That sounds really
Comics?
familiar.
The comics?
Maybe
Far
I think
side
maybe
comic strip?
it might be. Is that
I
what you're
looked
talking
it
about,
up.
Chris? Restroom. Yeah, no, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, yeah. God, I hope they wouldn't put him in the classroom. So one of Dale's conspiracy. Well, they say conspiracy. One of the things he said: guns don't kill people. The government does.
Mm-hmm.
I've always really liked that one. But the reason we named this episode was actually off of one of Dale's conspiracies. I can't remember. They were talking about some place, some store, or was it the outlet mall or something? He's like, I can never figure out why there's so many cars there.
Mm-hmm.
And Dale's like, I have a theory, but it involves the largest mirror in Texas.
Right.
So I don't know what the hell that means, like where he was going with that. But if you listen to a lot of his other kind of rants and shit, like he's talking about the mainframe and like how all of Hank's information is being pumped through the mainframe. The the X-rated video episode when Hank gets on the
Right.
mailing list and everyone's like just sending out his fucking information and everything and all that. Like, dude, that's what happened, man. And it's happening even worse now. Now there's the fucking internet. Now you want to fucking, look something up. oh, well, here's access to like half the article or half the forum. You want to read more or ask a question, sign up. Okay, well, let me sign
Hmm.
up. What's your name? What's your email address? What's your birthday? What's your gender?
Right.
Sounds like the preliminary questions that they ask you in like if you were to do like what do they call it, a clinical trial or something.
Yeah,
Or
or
if you were doing a
survey.
survey. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Profiling,
Yeah.
right? They're trying to
Mm-hmm.
profile you
Mm-hmm.
because they want to see, okay, people of this age group are the most interested in this topic. People in this age group are more interested in this topic.
Right.
Anybody who does videos on YouTube like this, go and look at YouTube Studio. Go look at your
Mm-hmm.
app. Pull up your, your specs or your charts and everything, man. You'll see where are the people viewing your channel from. What gender are they? What linked them to your video? All that shit's being tracked right there, so you see, okay, well, anything I do on YouTube is being shared just like that. YouTube's collecting my fucking data right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, George, absolutely. Profiling.
Mm-hmm.
Styling.
And
Profiling.
profiling.
But one of my favorite ones too was the crack in the driveway. Whether it's just a crack in the driveway or the Chinese are finally making their move.
So did you want to answer the question then?
All right, here we go, guys. Mike Judge is good friends with none other than Alex Jones.
From Infowars.
Infowars.
So if Just Doing gets back in here and watches this part, they'll understand. Oh, the name. That's how it connects. That was one of our hints.
And like I said,
And
what? Go ahead, Gabe.
I was gonna say that I also believe that Dale's character is somewhat based on Alex Jones. I
Well,
do.
remember the when uh, Dale starts selling guns out of Peggy's bookstore at the end
Yes.
when they're all sitting around and the guy's sitting there with the sunglasses on and his hood up, like
Mm-hmm.
protecting his identity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I said, I know there's a lot of shit going around about Alex Jones right now. I don't have a stance on that because I haven't done enough looking into it to know. But you know, we're talking old Alex Jones here, back when this show was going. Like the guy out there trying to actually get the real fucking happenings out there. Tara said, funny comic strip. Two guys started writing down thoughts in their basement and progressed from there. Key, look up the boneless chicken ranch joke from the far side. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that in like the Sunday comics. I think that's where it was, right? The Sunday comics.
I believe so.
Um. So here's one when Dale said, "In the future, both men and women will visit the gynecologist, but only women will get their money's worth."
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was fucking truth. That was fucking truth, man. And then when he said that all computers comprise what is was it the global something known as the beast, which the beast, the cloud, all your information. Idiocracy. I forgot. I think was that a Mike Judge movie too?
Was it?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Do you want me to look it up?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he called out Big Pharma too, with the doing the experiments on soldiers.
Wait, hold on. What am I looking up? I think I'm confused. I'm looking up Idiocracy, the film, right?
Yeah, yeah. See if that was a Mike Judge film.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, the Manitoba Tobacco Corporation was spying on him. Oh, and even Min did give him a credit when she was like, when she said, you know, some of the things Gribble says about JFK and Oswald sound crazy at first, but if you really follow the money.
Totally. Oh, yep.
Was it? Oh,
It
shit.
was Mike Judd and Ethan Cohen.
Oh, shit. Uh, wasn't, is there a Michael Cohen? I thought he was one of the writers in King of the Hill, too. I can't remember.
Let me see. Let me
I
look
know,
that up.
was it William Dotrieve? Or was it William Dotrieve? I think was one of the writers too. Because it was always funny as like he
Mike
pretty much named the character.
Mike Judge, Greg Daniels,
Greg Daniels.
Jim Dotrieve,
Jim Dotrieve, that was it. It's Jim Dotrieve. Yep.
Ethan Cohen. So both he and Mike Judge did Idiocracy.
Oh shit.
You also have Joe Stillman, Norm Hiscock, John Altshuler, Murray Miller, Judah Miller, Cheryl Holiday, and Alan Cohen.
Hmm.
By the way, I just sent you that joke.
Did you?
Yeah.
What did you send that Instagram or?
No, I sent it to you on your phone. You want me to send it to your Instagram?
No, no, no. That's good.
Okay. That was pretty funny, Taurus.
That is funny. All right, let's see. So that's the boneless
Yeah, you
chicken.
can
Hold
barely,
on.
barely
Yeah,
see
you can
it.
barely see that. Let me see if I can. Nope, that's worse. Damn it. Can you I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. So, Taurus had a great question. She was asking if Alex Jones, the guy who said the school shootings were real. Yes and no. So he said that there was something very shady about a particular school that had a shooting. Um, a lot of the parents after it happened moved, which is like understandable, right? Like, I mean, that's nothing's weird about that, but they also had a lot more money and stuff like that, and there were no lawsuits at the time. So it was just like he was pointing out some things. It was just the one school that he was talking about, and that's why he got in a lot of trouble. They ended up suing him and his platform. Dude, Alex Jones has been through the ringer. He has constantly fought off everybody. Um, them trying to shut him down and shut down what he's got to say.
Yeah. And we can definitely go into some of that, but um, you know, I think a lot of that was gang initiation and you know sacrifice. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, here we go. I got it.
Did you get it?
I got it.
All right, so this is the joke that Taurus is told to the spot. Yes. It says boneless chicken ranch.
Oh, get the fuck out of here with that ad.
What?
Supporting Ukraine creates American jobs.
How? No, it
Guys,
doesn't.
we need to fucking stand with fucking America and anybody jumping in this, man, you know, we fucking stand with our beliefs, man, and you don't like it, don't watch, man. You know, respect to you, whoever you are out there, but
Right.
nah, man, nah. We need to just keep our fucking nose over here, and we need to rebuild our fucking country. Then we can start worrying about other shit.
Right.
Anyway, back to Dale. So another one of Dale's theories was Vikings on the moon. If they could make it to the Americas, where else did they go? So he's talking about Vikings on the moon. He's talked about storing silver in people's mouths under the guise
Hmm.
of cavity fillings.
Right. Which was actually what they used to do.
Wasn't that where the gold tooth came from? Isn't
Hmm.
that where that
I
originated
believe
from?
so. I believe so. Yeah, I had some silver fillings myself when I was little because that's what they used to use.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Metal detector. The detector would go off constantly due to the high level of extraterrestrial alloy in our soil, which acts as a homing beacon to the Martian capital of Gurgle Smack Click Gulp City. I'll get there.
Pakistan.
Pakistan.
Sa-sa-sa.
Squirrel tactics. Fucking Dale. But yeah, of course, he believed in the whole Warren Commission. Um, let me see. He did theorize about them taking out L. Ron Hubbard as opposed to
Hmm.
him dying. Hold on, Kitty, you want to take this real quick?
Yeah. All right. So, Georgia, we would love to hear one of your jokes. I think I'm going to play one of your jokes. Hold on. You let me know what you think we should play. Let's see here. I'm going to get your, since our audio is not working on Restream, I'm going to pull it up on my phone. But Taurus, I know that you've not seen the all the episodes of the show, but who is your favorite character? Let us know.
I'm back.
So I offered to play one of George's jokes. I'm waiting on the lag to catch up.
Go for it. Alright, so while you're doing that, another one of Dale's conspiracies was the peanut allergies are the result of peanuts fighting back against humanity because they're tired of being eaten. But if you think about it, it is it does make you think because what's up with the fucking peanut allergies? Like
Mm-hmm.
just all of a sudden peanut allergies are a thing. What
Right.
the hell is up with that? And then what came after that? It was the fucking gluten allergy,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was the soy allergy, and like why are people getting allergic to everything?
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it was the peanuts are fighting back, but I think it was just shit being put into our body that was causing us to have a hystemic reaction to things we normally wouldn't.
Right.
Tara said Dale was her favorite character. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Mine's
So,
I'm torn between Boomhauer and Dale.
hmm, I think I'm also kind of torn. My two favorites are men. I know,
You are
right? Men.
totally fucking men. You are totally men.
I can be men, dude. Like seriously, I can be men. Or men and Dale.
You gotta admit, Khan is obnoxious most of the time, but dude, some of his lines are fucking hilarious when he's like, man, come quick. Neighbor boy getting busy with lawn clippings. or was it I can't
Lynn,
remember
Lynn,
some.
come quick. The uh what does it call them? Hillbillies are getting married. They're
Oh yeah, yeah,
cousins.
when
But how did he put that? I can't remember.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, he's like, oh, come quick, come quick.
That no, was I can't remember what happened, but like something happened to one of the neighbors. He's like, "Man, one down, three to go."
Totally.
So Dale also had a theory that the pyramids originally had large flat tops and rested on their points. He said, "You know how the Egyptians untipped the pyramids, don't you? With a winch, a cinder block, and 50,000 Hebrew slaves. You got a cinder block? So wait, if the Egyptians just untipped the pyramids, who put them there in the first place?"
Right. Freaking Dale.
All right, so here, next question of the episode. What is everyone's favorite Boomhauer moment? Tell us. I think probably my favorite is the meaning of life speech.
Mm.
Tell
Hmm.
me a life, man. Just like circle of life, man. Ain't got no gang, ain't got no thing on win, man.
Totally.
All right, here's another good one. This one, I don't know about the Postal Service, but the U.S. Postal Service and the Red Cross want citizens fat and docile. Dale says, "I'll tell you why your license is taking so long. The U.S. Postal Service is bogged down in the most elaborate PSYOPs campaign in history. First, they fatten us up with all those 2-for-1 pizza coupons. Then, when we're too logy to put up a fight, they sell us off to the Red Cross, who removes our kidneys, which go back on the pizzas to start the process all over again."
Right?
Dude, I don't know about the Postal Service, but yeah, yeah. Dude, they have found human meat in food before, dude.
Yeah.
I
No,
mean, dude, was
totally.
it Chipotle got in trouble because they found dog meat in their food,
Mm. Mm.
and somehow they're still going, dude? That company
Right.
should have been shut the fuck down, dude. And I actually worked there, guys. That place, I'm telling you, man, that place was a fucking cult. They define you as a hireable if you how is the wording, even the wording, dude, in the like, I swear it was like fucking doctrine around that motherfucker, dude. 13 characteristics. You had to display all 13 characteristics to be able to be hired there.
Hmm.
And dude, like there was like these weird like rituals, like rubbing the burrito and shit like that. Like, dude, I shit you not. I
We
was
rub
the
a burrito? What?
Okay, so there was like this weird like wood and metal work artwork that every store had, and each store had its own like unique artwork up on the wall. But I swear it's more like a talisman or some shit, dude. But there was the metal burrito, and like the store I worked at was like it was looked like some like Native American with like a headdress or something holding a burrito, and the burrito part was made out of metal. And supposedly, word was that if you rub the burrito, that basically there'd be a line out the door for like hours. You were just gonna get slammed, and supposedly that went across every location. So like the thing to do to be an asshole was you like if you're doing a transfer or whatever at a different store, you know that you would walk in and as you were leaving you'd rub the burrito as a fuck you to the other manager. Because most of us were cool with each other, but some of us just felt like, dude, it was weird. There were like sects within this cult, and like you were either on like this side or this side. I'm telling you, it's fucking weird, dude.
What in the name of Scientology is that
Dude,
mess?
I'm telling you, and dude, like the fucking district manager, that dude, man, like basically he came in one day because he thought like fucking our store wasn't up to par. Dude, he's like, you're not energetic enough with the customers. He's like, because there's anybody who's ever been to Chipotle, or has never been there, you go down the line, you pick, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this, blah, 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 like a Subway kind of setup. And he's like, you need to be more energetic with the customers. He's like, everyone's going to stand here, the whole store is going to stand here, and they're going to watch me work the line. So this motherfucker is behind the line. In backstory, he was probably about late 40s, Uruguayan that stood about 5 foot tall. All right, and of course, dude, to be at Chipotle, you had to be fucking on drugs, dude. I'm telling you, it was like an unspoken job requirement, man, that you had to be on drugs to fucking work there. I got pulled over one time because I swerved out of my lane a little bit. I was ashing out my window, and it was fucking raining, so I was trying to get through the fucking crack. And, I swerved a little bit because the ash blew back in my face. Cop was behind me, lit me up, pulled me over, and he was cool. I was like, hey man, ash blew back in my face, and I just caused me to swerve a little bit. He saw I barely went on the line. He's like, okay, I just want to make sure you're not drinking or anything. I'm like, nah, I'm straight, man. And he's like, where you come from tonight? We're cool, man. I mean, we're fucking cool. I'm like, oh yeah, just coming from work, just headed home. Where you work at? Oh, I work over at Chipotle over there. Step out of the car. What the fuck? I'm like, what? He's like, step out of the car. I'm like,
Wow.
okay, I get out of the fucking car. And I'm young. I'm like, I don't want to fucking fuck with him.
I have
Get
not
out of
heard
the
this
car.
story,
Yeah, I've told you
babe.
this before. I'm serious, dude. Like, so I stepped out of the car. He's like, all serious, like staring at me, like he's like just looking for me to flinch. He's like, you have any drugs or alcohol in the car? I mean, the whole tone changed, and I'm like, just looking at him, being dead honest. I'm like, no, sir, I don't. Do you mind if I look? Fucking be my guest. There ain't nothing in there. And he just stares at me like he's just like reading me like intently, like just looking for me to flinch. He's like, all right, you have a good night. What the fuck? What kind of fucking like, you know, cartels being run at the Chipotle, man? What the fuck? Yeah,
Babe.
dude. Yeah. But no, man, like, anyway, he was working the line trying to show us how it's done. This motherfucker is like up there fucking throwing shit. Like customer walks in, hey, how you doing today? How are you? Welcome to Chipotle. You want burrito? You want bowl? Which one do you want? The guy's like, um, I'll take a burrito. All right, you want white rice? You want brown rice? He's throwing it in the fucking press, pressing down. He's like on the press, throwing it down. The guy's like, I'll take the white rice. Like looking at him like, what's wrong with this guy? He's throwing it up. I mean, shit's flying everywhere. He's like flying down the line. And he's like wrapping it up. He's checking him out, and he's just all energetic. Ah, thank you, sir. You have a wonderful day now. Blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, dude. Nobody has that much enthusiasm working at Chipotle. Like, dude, I mean, he said I was not up to fucking par, and like, dude, I could work the fuck out of that line, man. Could be quick, and I could fucking sit there and shoot the shit with people, the regulars and everything. Like, dude, people were cool. We had lines out the door all the time. Our numbers were fucking great. Why are you coming in here fucking with us? We were the cleanest fucking store. Everything was fucking top notch there, dude. But oh no, our personalities weren't up to par. What the fuck do you mean, dude? People obviously like coming here. You can see we're all friendly. We know our regulars. We all work well together. Everyone's having fun, man. Like, we work fine. But that dude would show up, man. It was like nothing was fucking good enough for him, man. I swear. And then, dude, we had regional managers come down, like, and they would just pick everything about you apart. It was never about the store. It was about you. How you needed to change who you were. You needed to be this. You couldn't work there. You have to live by these 13 characteristics. And if you fail, then you're out. What the
Mhm.
fuck, dude? But,
That's insane, babe. That does totally
but,
sound like a
but see,
cult.
like, that reminds me of, like, CDR, man. So basically, here in Oklahoma, we have CDR. Anybody in El Paso, um, fuck, I can't remember what the El Paso store goes by, like a different name, but basically it's a buy sell trade kind of place for electronics, video games, DVD, shit like that. And like it was owned by three brothers, all rich, spoiled fuckboys. But the youngest one, well, he was cool, man. He was cool shit. No hate towards him. But they always had this long-standing argument over basically who called the fucking shots, and nobody could stay in their fucking lane, kind of deal. And eventually, the youngest brother, the store I worked at, that was supposed to be his store. That was his baby, his store, and the other brother started fucking with him. So, little backstory: the oldest brother, this dude's probably about 6'2". He was in that CrossFit shit, man. Got the typical fuckboy haircut, shaved fucking sides with the really long on the top, all gelled back and shit. I mean, dude, we used to make fun of him because, like, he took, dude, he would come in with, like, his bag. And anytime he'd go to the bathroom, he'd walk over to his bag and pull out his baby wipes. Yeah. And I can't remember, somebody asked him one day, I can't remember who it was, but they were like asking him why he did that. And he said that he is basically like, he is obsessed about keeping his ass clean. And went ahead to inform everybody how he shaved his ass. And all kinds of shit, man. I mean, this dude was fucking weird. Like, I mean, dude, snorting designer drugs all day long, kind of fucking going to CrossFit. Dude had a new fucking chick like every other day. Like, just what the fuck do these women see in this guy, man? He's a fucking weirdo. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, he came in and basically kind of did the same thing. Like, everyone had to be like this cracked out, ridiculous, over the top, happy person, man. And people were rejecting it. They're like, dude, like, everyone has fun, works well, we get shit done. Our store is the best store. We were north side, we had south side. We're like, dude, we outperform south side, in every fucking, metric there is, dude. Stop fucking with us, man. Like, leave us alone. Then the middle brother came in and started fucking with shit. And his bright idea was they were going to pay, I can't remember, it was like $50,000. They dropped $50,000 on this company to provide them and come in and train them on this personality test. And the personality test was two parts. Each part listed like 40 some odd um um what do you call them?
Questions?
No, I forgot the word for it, but basically like 40 words. And the first question was how would you define yourself? Like, okay, like I'd like to be, I like to work alone, or you know, what was it? Man, I can't remember. Oh, it was personality traits. It was like pick the traits that you feel define you, like charismatic, social, antisocial, whatever, stuff like that. And then the second question were the exact same choices, but the question was, what personality traits do you feel you have to perform your job at this company? And like, if you felt like you had to be somebody different than who you are to work at this company, you didn't fit. And dude, we all had to take the test. It was mandatory. They spent $50,000 on this, and if you failed the test, you were fired. Dude, all but one of us, and there was like 15 of us at that store, all but one of us fucking failed the test. Mine came back and said that I should not work in sales. I should not work with people. I, basically shouldn't be on the sales floor at all. Like, basically saying I was completely, like, inept at performing my job. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be shitting me. And basically, we all got the same result. And that pissed me off, man, because, dude, we all got hired at the same time. We all, and what was cool about this was we all did the build out of this fucking store. And after we were done, we were like basically assigned our jobs. And, we became actual employees after that. But dude, it was cool because it's like, hey, we helped do the fucking build out. I mean, we did the wood paneling on the walls. I remember, we were like all sitting there fucking cutting fucking stone and gluing it to the wall, made this badass stone wall. We were in there painting. We were fucking, laying down the laminate floors. We were doing everything, dude. We were assembling the fucking showcases, installing and wiring the fucking security cameras and everything, man. But it felt good because it's like, hey, we all had a part in creating this, like we all contributed and we all ended up getting kicked out. But we were like, dude, we were a tight knit team. We all had fun. The work environment was fun, dude. Like the perks of the job were fucking incredible. And we all lost our job, even though we were the best performing store. And guess what? That store went to shit after that. Be all because they felt like this personality test was fucking necessary. They broke up an all-star team and they turned that store into a failing store because of a fucking personality test.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was a massive waste of money.
Right.
But
Absolutely. It sounds like it.
anyway, I don't know how
For
the fuck we
sure.
started talking about this, guys.
Yeah, baby.
I
You
read
kind
it.
of went off for a while. I don't know what this has to do with King of the Hill, but all right, here we are.
I smoked too much. That was the problem. Taurus, I forgot about Boomhauer. This is my joke for today. The only thing Adam broke was a couple of backs on a mountain. I saw that earlier. That was fucking
That is
funny as shit.
freaking
Hell
hilarious.
yeah. I'm here. Let's see. I'm just bottle feeding a baby kitten while listening. Hell yeah. That is
Oh,
awesome. Yeah, our cat just had a litter. They're fucking cute, man. I'm not a cat person, but man, just they're so fucking like that mix between like, oh my god, you are destroying everything, but you're so fucking cute, dude. I can't be mad at you. Like,
totally. So
so
where were we at with King of the Hill?
back to
You're-
King of the Hill. Yeah. So another one of Dale's conspiracies. The Super Bowl was taped 6 months in advance in the same Nevada hangar where they faked the moon landing.
But as people are saying that now about the Super Bowl too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was it. It was the fire ants that murdered L. Ron Hubbard. He said these fire ants are well organized, highly trained insects. They'll swarm all over you and sting you all at once without warning on a single command. It's how they killed L. Ron Hubbard. Global warming is a government plot. Well, ain't that the truth?
Say that one again?
Global warming is a government plot.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Hmm. Well, if carbon emissions are such a big deal, then stop fucking flying your private jets all over the damn place. Tell me that fucking cows are fucking destroying the ozone. Fuck you.
Yeah.
All they do is sit there and fucking chew cud. They ain't hurting shit. Well, I think those were definitely the top Dale conspiracies. But once again, if anybody has a theory on the largest mirror in Texas, I would love to hear that.
Totally. That'd be pretty
Oh,
awesome.
so on to the revival. What is everyone expecting from the revival? real quick. Tara said cats are underrated. They are such great therapy. Their purring just calms you down as babies. They're just
Mm-hmm.
adorable with little hands.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's the faces, man. They just give you that little face, man. It's like it just melts your heart.
Totally.
But yeah, no, we have one that is he's gonna be a fucking troublemaker. It's gonna be a lot of work keeping up with that one.
Yeah. That one has already claimed Stoner Man.
Oh yeah.
Like he's already claimed him. And I'm like, I see why he claimed you. Because you were just like him. Like the stories you told me about when you were
Totally.
younger and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, that's just totally you, just a cat.
Well, not a cat, but that cat, yes. Oh. Was that is that from a litter Taurus or was that a rescue or so in the revival, supposedly, I don't know if this article is true or not, but Hank and Peggy are actually in Saudi Arabia, doing something with propane for their nest egg, and they end up coming home back to Ireland, and um, that's kind of how Bobby comes back into the picture, and Jim just kind of dealing with how he is as an adult. Bobby is a chef in Dallas, which of course you know he's always loved his cooking shows and baking and all that. So let's see here. So given Dale's history with conspiracy theories, it's highly likely he'll be fixated on a new cell phone tower, possibly leading to comical and absurd conflicts. I don't know where that's coming from.
Hmm.
See. So Bobby is going to be 21. So that's going to put 8 years since the end of the last episode. Oh, and by the way, what was his name? John Redcorn?
Mm-hmm.
That actor was actually found dead. And what was it? From a shootout? Like a
Yeah.
shootout.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like how weird is that? And guys, oh, and that's one thing I definitely want to mention on the theory side of this. All the voice actors in this show that are no longer with us, John Anderson, right? John Anderson, I think was his name.
Mm-hmm.
We have him. We have, of course, Brittany Murphy. We have Johnny Hardwick, Tom Petty.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
He played
dude,
Lucky.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, of course, everyone's waiting to see, I forgot her name, Margaret, I think was her name. The baby, Luann's baby. You
I
know,
think I
uh,
can't remember. Actually, let me look that up. I'll find out.
maybe it was, 'cause I think it was named after Peggy's mom, wasn't it? Or maybe that was her middle name. But, um, but yeah, I guess
Gracie
Gracie, that was it. Gracie Margaret or something.
Klein Schmidt.
Kleinschmidt was Lucky's last name.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I mean, you know, of course she's gonna be what, 8 now? So if she's in the show at all, you know, I mean, they can't do Luann, they can't do Lucky. And dude, Lucky, I'd say he was definitely third favorite for sure. Just like his philosophies on life is just awesome, man.
Totally.
Come on, Key. All right, you gotta say it. You gotta say your line.
Hold on. I'm thinking of you put me on the spot. Hold on. Okay. I'm almost out of my settlement money from whenever I slipped on the PP at the Costco.
Oh shit. So I think we do have a new character. So it looks like somebody, I guess, moved into Hank's house after they moved to Saudi Arabia.
Mm-hmm. That's what it looked like in the new intro. If y'all
Yeah.
seen the video for the new intro, it looks like Hank and Peggy do move with Bobby, and somebody else is in their place, but then they come back in the intro.
Okay, so supposedly, the guy who takes Hank's place is um in propane as well. So they're
Hmm.
theorizing it could be like a work exchange program or something.
Huh.
Because yeah, I mean that's
Interesting.
just kind of weird for Hank to leave Texas like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean that was. I mean he loved Texas, man. That and he's so resistant to change.
Ready? Ready to hear it?
What?
Ready?
Ready?
The Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys at the Super Bowl. Lord, your will be done.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, I love Buck Strickland too. Buck, I've known so many people just like Buck, dude.
It's like
Miss
we've all known
Liz!
somebody like Bug.
I was the one where was it? He's like, some men in suits are here to see you, and he grabs his go bag, he's crawling out the window, and Hank's like, "You are so modest, sir." I'm going down to Mexico till this blows over.
Babe.
Oh shit, dude, he is just such a crook, man. He is such a crook. I don't understand how Hank could be so fucking loyal and like think so highly over like that dude. I really don't. Like he just thinks like he walks on water or some shit, man.
Right.
Let's see. Oh, it's a rescue. Hell yeah. She moved the kittens around. She had three of them, but she left this little girl behind. So I gave her time to come back and get her, but she never did. So here I am. Aw,
Dude,
that's
Taurus is
awesome.
such a blessing for these animals.
Hell yeah.
She goes out of her way to like help them. Seriously.
And you know what I hate, Taurus, is those fucking people that hit turtles on the road. That makes me so fucking angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will fucking pull over on the side of the road and, like, jump out and grab that fucking turtle. Like, come on, let's get you out of the fucking road, buddy.
Right.
But I'm like, guys, if you're texting, too busy texting, man, like, come on, dude. What if that was a dog or something, man? Like, you know how
Right.
shitty you would feel? Well, maybe not everybody, but, like, come on, man. It's just an animal, dude.
Right.
We're in its taking over its habitat, so the least we can do is, you know, not go out of our way to crush it. Like that's the least
Right.
we can do. Well, Kitty, you got any more theories or ideas? Or
I do not.
you ever ridden a block of ice?
Huh?
Have you ever ridden a block of ice? Well, I married Miss Liz, didn't I? You want a hot toddy?
You do Beck's
Ray,
voice really well.
you have a son? Yeah, his name's Ray, Aurora, Ray War. After all these years, I'm too embarrassed to ask.
Totally.
Oh shit. But I said they need to look out for them. That was really kind of you to do that. I stopped the whole four lanes of traffic in Eugene because of a duck and her babies was crossing the road. Aw.
Oh.
Hell yeah. And see, that's the thing. There were actually some ducks walking across the road the other day, and I was stopped for them. And dude, I can see this car coming down the other lane, just flying. I'm like, they're not slowing down, so I'm flashing my lights. I'm fucking honking. I'm flashing my lights. I'm honking, like, dude, doing everything to try to get their attention, man. And you can see as they get closer, the fucking head is down. they can't even see me flashing. Their heads down, they're fucking texting, and then they look up because I guess they finally heard my horn. They got close enough and just slammed on the fucking brakes, man. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can sit there and fucking text and roll one up and fucking be like talking to you and fucking jamming out the music and still keep my fucking eyes on the road, man. And y'all are
Mm-hmm.
out there trying to fucking put on makeup while you drive. I've seen a guy fucking reading the newspaper while he's driving
Mm-hmm.
on the highway, dude. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, you people aren't capable of multitasking that well. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that. You want to do whapping? I'll do fucking whapping.
Oh, that's another thing. Okay, so this doesn't have anything to do with rapping, right? But Boomhauer, was he really?
Oh, I know where you're going with
A,
this.
yeah, was he really? What was it? A ranger, right?
Texas Ranger, yeah. You see
Was
his
he really a
badge.
Texas Ranger the whole time? Because you never know. Like you never know that he works. He never talks about his work. Nothing.
Twice. Twice he did.
Oh,
Once
he
he
did.
once he was talking it like I can't remember something about he got a settlement. Like he got hurt and he got a settlement.
Uh huh.
And like that was like early on, but then like in the final episode you see his badge like with his
Right.
ID on it. But there is a theory that Boomhauer being, Tomcat, that was just for him to pick up ladies with.
Right.
But then again, maybe the whole settlement story was a cover up.
Right. Let us know what
Because,
y'all think in the chat. If y'all think he was really a Texas Ranger the whole time or not.
heck yeah. One theory was that he was actually supposed to be undercover investigating Dale. That it was his friend,
Yes.
so he never actually, like, did anything. He just basically took it as a cushy job. He could live next to his buddies and be working, keeping an eye on
Right.
Dale, doing pretty much
Right.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody out there, little life advice from Boomhauer himself, with the episode when he's teaching Bobby how to pick up women. Yes, the message of that story was that may not be for everybody, but dude, the message there too was the whole, not being afraid of the rejection. Like, you're gonna get rejected. And that's not just with women, but everything in life, man. You're gonna be rejected sometimes, and it's okay. It's no reason to give up. It's no reason to not try. Like you're gonna be told no sometimes. Pick yourself up, move on to the next one. You know.
Right.
But I mean, just so much little advice like that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Old man working. Old girl working.
So, Taurus, you do believe he was a ranger the whole time? Heck yeah. She gives her 200 a month. Are you doing any free to live yourself, Taurus? I mean, I know that you're an animal lover and you help out any animal you see, but
I'm sorry, Kitty. I was fucking with the chat. What'd you say?
I was asking Taurus if she had her own free to live that she was trying to do or get started or
Oh yeah.
something.
Heck yeah. Man, that would be awesome. I I hate the idea of shelters, man. I
Hmm.
would love to just be able to fucking just let all the dogs fucking just come over and roam. Just have a
Hmm.
good life, man.
Yeah.
Dude, one of my favorite sayings I always heard was, about like dogs was like if you want to understand like how special dogs are, just spell it backwards. Like, dude, when it comes to love, like just true love, and a dog is a perfect
Hmm.
example, man. Like, I've yet to see anything love like a dog does.
Right.
And, dude, we are not worthy of dogs at all, man. They are so much better than us. No, Kitty was asking about Free to Live if you had one or if we're trying to start one up. But yeah, basically, if anyone doesn't know, yeah, Free to Live is just that. You know, it's like a where you can take animals and stuff like that if you know you can't take care of them anymore or whatever. But they don't euthanize them.
Hmm.
So, but, but anyway, don't get off that topic. But but yeah, you know, just good life advice, man, and you know, like I said, you know, just even the narcissism, dealing with, you know, a parent like Peggy,
Hmm.
you know, family dysfunction, you know, the whole generation gap between Bobby and, you know, the current pop culture that he's obsessed with, and Hank and his old ways, and, you know, all of that. But, you
Right.
know, Hank, you know, yeah, I mean, I love Hank, and, you know, we all love Hank, but you know, you see his extremism and how, you know, yeah, he's got a lot of good points, but there are times he goes way too far with them.
Yeah.
But but yeah, guys, hope everyone watching this. I hope the revival is good, man. I hope they do it justice.
Yeah.
But I'm so happy. I'm so excited. That show,
Yes.
man, like I'm telling you, just something about it, man. Like that is my go-to show when like the world's getting to me, man. I just need to decompress, man. I need some humor. Like, dude, I just put that show on and it's like, man, you can just chill, just relax.
Right.
Like, yeah,
Absolutely.
just, I think it just reminds me of a simpler time in life, man. Like, I always think of
Right.
summer. I just think of summers, like, just, you know, being out in the country, man, and, you know, just that small town kind of feel, you know. Sorry, Kitty, I wasn't trying to interrupt you.
No, you're good. You're good.
But so hell yeah, guys. Well, Kitty, if you don't have anything else, chat. If you all don't have anything else, I think we're gonna call it a night. But uh, yeah. Hope everyone has a good weekend. I am ready for it, and yeah, see what kind of drama comes next.
It's always, I mean, it's not just drama. I mean, that's just life, right? But you've got your happiness and happy moments along the way. So,
Oh yeah, but
yeah.
my point to that is stop creating so much drama, man. Let's just fucking live, be chill, be excellent to each other.
Be excellent to each other.
Stop being a piece of shit out there, guys.
Right.
Stop being sneaky and shit.
Yeah.
Tara said, "Oh, I always wanted to do something like that, but life took a different path. No plans to because I shattered my legs a years back riding my bike, so I have a bit of a challenge getting around." Oh man,
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Taurus.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, hey, at least you gave a better life to one animal. That every just one counts, man. Just one is amazing.
Right. Absolutely.
Thank you, Taurus. Thank you for dropping in. And everybody, Georgia, Just Doing, anybody watching on the replay, thank y'all so much, man. You guys
Absolutely. Put
supported
your
us so
theories
much.
in the comments. Don't be shy. We'd
Yes.
love to hear it.
Heck yeah,
If you
man.
do replay, you're like, okay, I got a theory.
I'm a king of the
Or
hill nerd. I will be down for
he
that.
he is a nerd and then he made me a nerd after that. And that's not hard for me to be a nerd, so
Totally. We are nerds.
we're very much nerds.
But no, for real, thank y'all so much, guys. You guys have given us so much support, shown us so much love. We couldn't do it without y'all, and we appreciate each and every one of y'all. So,
Absolutely. Taurus, you have a great night, hon. Georgia, all of you that have dropped in, thanks for dropping in.
heck yeah. Have a good night, y'all. Remember, Greek Squad motherfucker.